Hello and welcome to Standard Voice Television Global News. Today, 29th June 2026. Equivalent to Islamic calendar, 14th Muharram, 1448 after the Hijrah of the Noble Prophet. In the headlines, federal government advocates preservation of indigenous languages. President doctors threaten industrial action over outstanding allowances and others. Army Chief Shoaibu reaffirms military commitment to protect Nigeria's sovereignty. And on the international scene, Iran wants ships not to bypass its preferred Strait of Hormuz route. And on sports updates, Coach Aliyu hopeful to team Nigeria's victory in Commonwealth Games. Details of these and more will be coming to you in the news bulletin. My name is Sumaya Mustafa. Stand by. The federal government has canvassed for greater efforts to preserve Nigeria's indigenous languages, describing them as essential to protecting the nation's history, identity, and cultural heritage. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alosa, made the call at the launch of Yoruba, a tonal language homophones, a new book by renowned Nigerian author and linguist Bankole Awoshika, held in Lagos. He described the publication as a timely intellectual work that highlights the importance of indigenous languages in national development. Alosa also pointed out that preserving indigenous languages would help safeguard Nigeria's cultural identity while ensuring that future generations remain connected to the country's rich linguistic heritage. Nigeria has over 500 indigenous languages, making it one of the world's most linguistically diverse countries. Moving on, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has given 4 weeks deadline to the federal government to implement its outstanding demands, warning that the doctors may embark on nationwide industrial action if the issues remain unresolved. The resolution was reached at the association's Extraordinary National Executive Council (ENEC) meeting, held virtually to assess developments following the expiration of the 21-day ultimatum earlier issued to the federal government. NARD President Mohammed Usman Suleiman, Secretary General Shoaibu Ibrahim, and Publicity and Social Secretary Abdul Majid Yahya Ibrahim, in a communique they jointly signed, said the association could no longer guarantee industrial harmony beyond the new 4-week window if its demands were not fully met. The association accused the federal government and health institutions of failing to fulfill commitments relating to doctors' welfare, including the payment of outstanding salaries, allowances, and other entitlements. The Nigeria Democratic Congress (NDC) has wrapped up strategy meetings involving its presidential candidate Peter Obi, national leader Syria K. Dixon, National Working Committee members, and other key stakeholders ahead of Monday's appeal against the court ruling that nullified its registration. Development is coming just 48 hours after the Federal High Court in Lokoja, Kogi State set aside its earlier judgment directing the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to register the NDC. The judgment has intensified political tensions and drawn condemnation from opposition leaders who insist the decision is aimed at weakening opposition forces ahead of the 2027 general elections. A senior party official who pleaded anonymity disclosed that the party leadership had been holding back-to-back emergency meetings to finalize its legal strategy before approaching the Court of Appeal on Monday. It will be recalled that the National Secretary of the party, Ikenna Enekwizu, who spoke on the sidelines of a recent press briefing, confirmed that the appeal would be filed today. Still in the news, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and political parties have disagreed over issuances of access to codes to parties to upload their candidate particulars on the Commission's portal. Going by INEC's 2027 general elections timeline, the access codes were to be released to the parties on Friday, June 6, 2026. However, while the parties, with the exception of Boot Party, said they had not received the codes, while the electoral umpire said it had done so. Pointedly, the electoral body said it conducted training for representatives of available parties on the use of the codes on Thursday and Friday, insisting that the deadline for upload of candidates remained July 11. This is coming as rival factions of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the African Democratic Congress, ADC, angled to get the Electoral Commission's nod to upload candidates on its portal. Meanwhile, all political parties have until July 11, 2026 to upload nominations for presidential and National Assembly seats. Moving on, the ruling All Progressives Congress APC has distanced itself from a purported list circulating online claiming to contain the names of successful candidates from its recently concluded primary elections. APC National Publicity Secretary Felix Morka, in a public notice shared on the party's official X account, said the party said it had not released any official list of winners from the primaries and warned members and the general public against relying on unauthorized publications. The APC also explained that successful aspirants would be officially informed through the party's recognized communication channels before being issued certificates of return. It urged its members, stakeholders, and the general public to rely solely on official APC communications for updates regarding the outcome of its primary elections. The news is coming to you on Standard Voice Television. Still to come in the news. Army Chief Waidi reaffirms military commitment to protect Nigeria's sovereignty. On the international scene, Iran warns ships not to bypass its preferred Strait of Hormuz route. And on sport update, Coach Aliyu hopeful of Team Nigeria's victory in Commonwealth Games. Details of these and more will be coming to you after this break. Stay tuned.
Imagine say television, movies, news and entertainment dey your pocket, just like that. Welcome to Free TV app. Now the #1 digital TV app for Nigeria. Free TV app get over 100 live TV channels, breaking news, sports, Nollywood movies, small pikin shows and plenty more inside one app. No decoder wahala, no plenty setup. Just download, open, begin the watch. To get the app, just search Free TV for Google Play Store or Free TV NG for Apple App Store, or scan the QR code for your screen. Registration will take you seconds. You fit use phone number, email, WhatsApp, Google or Apple ID. OTP even dey, so make your account dey safe. For inside the app, the live TV section get over 100 licensed channels with program guide, pause, rewind and catch up. Free TV no be ordinary app. Na digital revolution. Download Free TV today.
Welcome back from that short break, and now the news continues. The Nigerian Army has reiterated its readiness to protecting the nation's sovereignty and serving its citizens as it marked its 163rd anniversary. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shuaibu, made the commitment in a goodwill message delivered on Sunday during the Nigerian Army Day celebration 2026 interdenominational church service in Abuja. The service marked the commencement of activities of the 163rd anniversary of the Nigerian Army. Shuaibu, who was represented by Major General Maxwell Dangana, described the anniversary as an opportunity to thank God, reflect on the institution's journey, celebrate its achievements, and honor personnel who have made sacrifices in the service of the nation. He also pledged to sustain ongoing operations against terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and other security threats across the country. The Army Chief stressed that the troops remained actively engaged in operations against terrorism, insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, oil theft, and other criminal activities threatening the country's peace. Moving on, the Senate says the passage of the proposed creation of state police is driven by national consensus and Nigeria's security needs rather than political considerations. It will be recalled that the upper chamber passed the bill on Wednesday after more than 2/3 of senators voted in support. Although the passage has been welcomed by many stakeholders, including the speakers of the 36 state houses of assembly, some groups have raised concern that it could worsen insecurity and lead to abuse of state police by governors. The Directorate of Media and Public Affairs, Office of the Senate Leader, Opeyemi Bamidele, in a statement described the bill as a necessity and not of political expediency, as well as a product of national consensus and not of cynicism. He emphasized that the proposal to establish state police was a matter of urgent public importance and could not be delayed because of political interests, given the country's security challenge. Bamidele argued that national security should transcend political affiliations, saying political actors in other countries often set aside partisan interests to support initiatives that strengthen security. Still in the news, the United Cities and Local Government UCLG World Congress has Kaduna State's commitment to transparency, citizen participation and democratic governance. The Commissioner for Planning and Budget Commission, Mukhtar Ahmed Mohammed, who represented Governor Obasani, disclosed this at the World Congress in Tangier, Morocco. The Commissioner for Information and Culture, Ahmed Miyagi, in a statement said Kaduna State participation followed an invitation by the President of the Tangier City Council, Munir Laimuri. He added that the participation underscores the growing international recognition of Obasani's governance reforms and the state's leadership in promoting transparency, fiscal accountability, citizen participation, and inclusive development through the Open Government Partnership. The Commissioner stressed that the administration's sustained agenda has prioritized security, infrastructure, agriculture, institutional strengthening, human capital, and citizen engagement, resulting in major investments in education, healthcare, vocational training, and agriculture. And on the international scene, Iranian authorities warned that any attempt by shipping to bypass its preferred route through the Strait of Hormuz would increase tensions in the Middle East, as U.S. and Iranian forces again traded attacks across the vital seaway. The exchanges underscored the fragility of a Pakistan-brokered agreement aimed at ending the war launched by the United States and Israel in February, which disrupted shipping through the Strait of rattled global energy markets. Although a ceasefire took effect in April, sporadic violence has continued in the Gulf of Guinea, with ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz often the spark. U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, early on Sunday said it had attacked 10 Iranian military targets over continued Iranian aggression against commercial shipping. Iran, on its part, said it had carried out retaliatory strikes against U.S. bases in Kuwait and Bahrain in response. Both Kuwait and Bahrain denounced the attacks. And lastly, on sport updates, head coach Solomon Aliyu says the performances of Team Nigeria at the Athletics Federation of Nigeria Commonwealth Games trials are a glimpse of what Nigerians should expect at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Aliyu, who is overseeing the preparations of the 29 athletes invited to the national camp following the trials, expressed optimism that Team Nigeria will raise its performance when the games get underway. The Commonwealth Games will hold in Glasgow, Scotland, from July 23 to August 2, with athletics expected to be one of the Team Nigeria's strongest medal prospects. The coach also described the trials as a successful first phase of the team's preparations, insisting that the athletes are capable of delivering even better performances on the international stage. Ali also reserved special praise for emerging talents Miracle Ezechukwu, Chidera Izieko, and Chigozie Rosemary, describing them as the future of Nigerian athletes. Finally on the news, here is a recap of the top stories again. Federal government advocates preservation of indigenous languages. Resident doctors threaten industrial action over outstanding allowances and others. Army Chief Shuaibu reaffirms military commitment to protect Nigeria's sovereignty. And on the international scene, Iran wants ships not to bypass its preferred Strait of Hormuz route. And on sports updates, Coach Aliyu hopeful to Team Nigeria's victory in Commonwealth Games. On behalf of the news editor Elia Demu-Auta and the production crew, I am Sumaya Mustafa, thanking you and bye for now.